Hello. Ciao. This is a first for me. So it is now Saturday. Let me give you context. I think the last time I saw you was sometime yesterday during my workout. So today was a busy day. I was actually laughing at myself this morning because I knew what I have to do today. I knew what was on the agenda, and I'm like, where can I sneak a nap in? Baby, I think there's time for a nap somewhere now. So I was supposed to go to an event this morning, and this is the first time ever since I've been working, period, at this particular location where I am now, which has been since 2021, that I had to cancel our participation because it just, things aren't clear. Like, hello. Hey family, hey friend, welcome back. Be sure to connect with me. I'm at Flo Has Faith on all social media outlets. If you're saying you're going to have an event, you should tell the vendors, people that are coming up to your event, this is an outside event. Bring a tent. I tell people that wear light clothes. You might want to consider bringing a tent. And I don't have a tent. It just was too much miscommunication about what's available and what's not available. So I decided to just decline our participation. And I know people, we'll see what happens. There may be some backlash, but I don't care, because be clear when you are communicating. Get rid of the fluff, and just be clear about what is happening. So now that event is canceled, I'm outside in an area far from my home, not too far, like 30 minutes. But my next event is I'm going to be singing with the praise and worship team at my church, which is so exciting. It's so exciting. So not probably at the big campus, but at the smaller campus where I tend to go. And I don't even know when this singing starts, but I was given songs to practice, and that will be like an hour and a half. So it's exciting that I'm doing that. And then crabs with the family is the last thing that we will be doing. And I did a lot of cleaning and just arranging the house. Let me tell you something. I keep telling y'all God be downloading, right? And it was just a reminder to me this morning that he just stop striving for perfection. Sometimes good enough is good enough. Like, why are you trying to clean out a whole drawer over here? The family's not going to be upstairs in your beauty room. They're coming to eat crabs. Make sure your living room and everything is set up. Because my house is small, and with all the rain, I was kind of figure out. And first I thought, some of my nieces, they have babies, couldn't come because they were coming because of a pool party. I'm rambling, y'all. But it's simple. I think it gives you context. And so then I just thought that the other nieces, I thought none of the kids were going to come. So I was setting it up for just only adults. And then when I was talking to my sister last night, she said, oh no, my daughter says she's coming. So I'm like, well, I don't have nothing set up. And it's just like, you know what, Flo, you don't have to. You don't have to. Stop trying to be a perfectionist. It's fine. It's fine. And I feel like God has been helping me to not try to be a perfectionist. And I know that might sound crazy to some people, but that is an area where I struggle. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be just right. Sometimes good enough is just going to be good enough, because if it's not at a certain standard, for whatever standard that I set in my mind is the standard, then I don't want to do it at all. And that's surely not the case. You can still do stuff, And I think this is just part of entering into his peace and entering into his joy. Baby, we can still have a joyous day without everything around us being perfect. Whatever perfect is in your mind. I think that is just something that was coming on me today. And I was just like, wow, God is really doing the work, and I'm praying that he continues to do it. I told you when I surrendered, I said, I'm surrendering it all to you. I have to surrender my will and my desires. But this is something really today that he was showing me, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, this perfection that you're striving for example, like when I got up this morning, I was trying to straighten up this area and move this area around and straighten up my shoes. Who's gonna be in your bedroom? Who's going to be in your bedroom when you are hosting your family? So I just bless God for that. But now, since I have all of this extra time, I surely wish I could take a nap right here, right now. But no, we're not in the area that we don't know. I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts and got me some coffee, baby. Don't you love when they get they get it right? They get it good and right. My little coffee mixture that I like to get is dark roast with blueberry, 2 shots of blueberry and stevia. It's funny how different Dunkin' Donuts have different things. So this Dunkin' Donuts doesn't have stevia, so they just use Splenda, which I'm not a perfect fan of, but baby, she got this thing right. It's so good. So I'm gonna go into Dollar Tree because I do need to grab a couple of tablecloths. I'm close to LaSalle. I remember when my son worked out this way. Okay, so we're gonna go into Dollar Tree, get some tablecloths to put over since we're having crabs later. And yeah, I got extra time. I don't have to stress. God will provide and he will make a way. That's what I do now. I do want to say this about this event that I did end up canceling, because this is the first time I ever had to do this. And again, this is where God is helping me to deal with perfectionism and to remember that he is in control. I started to forward the email because one of the ladies showed up to volunteer. She's like the executive assistant for the president's office. And let me be clear, that is not why I canceled. I canceled because I felt like I can't be there with the students and there was not enough information given. I would have brought the tent. I would have made sure we had bug spray. I would have had to so whatever. And the area is just not safe. When I have community events, I am required to have police detailing. I don't care. I have to pay for it. So anyway, I say all that to say, I was talking about God dealing with me and perfectionism. So, making sure that it wasn't just me, I went back to look over this email that was sent out, and I'm just like, okay, is there any, and even though it's a community day, it doesn't mean that it has to be outside. Is there any indication within this email that says for sure it is an outside event? And it wasn't. Can we assume it's outside? Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. You could have communicated that and said bring a tent. In August, you got to be clear if people are going to be outside. So, this is good. This is good. I can't tell you would love it if you're not a fan of blueberry. I love everything blueberry. It's my favorite fruit. Everything. Blueberry, everything. So maybe I'll show you guys what I get from Dollar Tree. Do you really want to see tablecloths? Does they have anything to do with weight loss or wellness? I don't know, but I just wanted to tell you that because I feel like part of these faith vlogs is that we are encouraging one another and each other, and you may struggle with perfectionism in a way and you don't realize it because it doesn't come out in, I think people assume that people that have a certain look are the only ones that struggle with perfectionism. I like to be organized. I like a checklist. I like to be prepared. I can go with the flow too. That's the nice thing. I can be nimble and be nimble when it's needed, but I like to be prepared. So when foolishness happens, I'm somewhat prepared. But God was just telling me this morning, like, why are you, this, he's showing me me. He's showing me me. So Yeah. All right. Hello. I am exhausted. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why am I jumping on the camera exhausted? Because I wanted to show you a few things. It is Sunday night. I usually try not to vlog or do anything, any vlogging on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but here we are because I wanted to show you somewhat of a partial reset for August and just a little bit of me getting charged up. Like I said, this is the time when I really get focused. So here's my little chart board, and this is going to be the foods that I navigate through for the month of August. So it's going to be a Cinnabon smoothie with veggie sausage, veggie meatballs, and mixed veggies like a veggie medley or whatever I have if it's just broccoli, and then rice and beans and salad. And then I even have a little note to myself saying stick to this flow. Now I am just showing you what I am doing. I understand that some people don't like to eat the same thing over and over. That's not my thing. I can eat this. If I like it, I will eat it over and over and over again. So I wanted to show you that. Also, I'm going to be getting up 4:30 tomorrow morning so I can head to the gym and get my workouts in, going back to my AM workouts. When I switch to the fall, all through winter and even spring, I do morning workouts. I usually switch to evening workouts in the summer, and I'm actually analyzing if that's a good thing, because when I think about, I usually fall off in the summer. Maybe that's why. It is something about getting up for me in the morning and working out that makes me feel so good. So I am about to make my smoothie, prepare my lunch. I got everything set up over here, and I even fill my water bottle so we can be ready. I'm gonna put the vegan meatballs. They're already prepared from Aldi's, and the veggies in here with some seasoning. What I do for my Cinnabon smoothie is, of course, I use this Cinnabon protein. I use mixed berries, spinach, and water, but I do, to make it nice and creamy and just give it a little something different, I add whatever coffee creamer I have. Not too much, just a little bit to give you that little different of a taste, because it's not chocolate, it's not peanut butter, it's something a little different, so it makes it taste really good. I'm exhausted. I hosted my family last night, and that was so much fun, good times. I have no footage really. I think I asked my great niece to take footage when the kids was playing with the sparkles, but it's difficult to host and do activities and vlog. When I host family, but now I get it. I know when I remember watching other vloggers like, oh man, why didn't they show their family, or why didn't they show their event? It's kind of hard to do it. And plus I was just really enjoying the time of being with family and friends. So I wanted to show you that. I'll show you one more thing. Come on, y'all. Man, I got another vlog running. Alexa, turn the volume down to 2.
I'm not trying to be on beat or whatever, but this is living.
She don't be listening. She does not listen.
Cooking like this at home.
Okay. Whew. So this is hanging on my door that goes into the basement. Mirrors on the other side, but it's just going to be my workout split. So on Mondays I'm going to do legs and about 30 minutes of cardio. Tuesday pure cardio. Wednesday is going to be back and cardio. Thursday cardio. Friday upper body, and that's going to be my faith walk will probably be the cardio, so the gym might be separate from the faith walk. Saturday a kettlebell workout, and then Sunday is going to be my active rest. And so what you may not know is this is like the season when I get focused, baby. I really be trying to go in with my health and wellness, my mental health. It was not last year, it was last year, but really the winter before, I suffered the winter blues really bad, and so I'm very mindful of working out and making sure I have protective factors in place for the winter, because it was like a bad slump, and I prayerfully keep my faith up. Flo has faith, right? We walk by faith, not by sight, baby. Keep my faith up so that I don't fall into that deep possession, because you know what I mean. The winter blues could be something. So I try to get myself used to these habits, and I'm starting to really reevaluate, why are we switching in the summertime? Because maybe I just need to stay consistent and keep my AM workouts in the morning all year round. That's what I'm doing. I'm tired, baby. I'm going to do this. It is now 8:44. I'm going to prep all this stuff and go to bed. That's what's going to happen. We going to bed, love. All right, y'all have a good night. Baby, did you see what time it is? It is 5:09 a.m. and we are at the gym. Not just waking up, we here. I'm gonna go in, get this in. I also just remembered this morning that 21 days of prayer with my church starts today. So I wanted to get here early enough to get my workout in, because I jump on that call at 6:30. So let's go work out. I will see you in a minute.
What do you mean by that? Like they can win?
Hello. I'm just finishing up work, and you know what? Today was a quiet day. Right before this, I'm going to show you some footage of what I was doing. And I'm tired. I am not by no means like depressed or sad or anything, but you know how you just have those days when you just tired, you just good and tired, you just tired. That's how I feel. And I'm wrapping up a late event. It is now 7:41 p.m. finishing an event where I was at a community partners summer concert series, and so we just go out, have some information on blood pressure and things of that nature, and give them some giveaways. It's not anything to complain about, because the weather was good. You're in the park, so there's going to be bugs, but you come prepared. I don't even know really why I jumped on, but just to say, because I usually try to vlog on Thursdays. I'm tired, baby. And I think it may be because I've been getting up super early to try to make it to the gym, because we're doing 21 days of prayer, and I like to try to get my workout in before we pray, because if I wait until 6:30 when I have to go into the office, it's just too late to work out and do all the things. Now when I'm remote, I could go ahead and pray and then work out, because I don't have to rush to the office. I'm just going to be home. I mean, all is well. And the pastor that was leading the prayer this morning, he tapped into what our pastor taught last night about hope and despair, and he just was like, write down everything that you're hoping for. And I have just been telling everybody to do that. Child, listen, I'm not going to gatekeep on anything. If my pastor blesses me with something, I'm not going to try to trade it off like it's my own. I'm going to tell you what Pastor Brad last name. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. They call them by their first names. So I said, Pastor Brad. Pastor Brad said, we are in a season of praying for hope. And then Pastor Chris, who is the discipleship pastor this morning, said, write down a list of everything that you're hopeful for. And I just think that is just a wonderful thing to do, and start praying over the things that you're hopeful for. And when he said that, I actually took some time this morning. I did the prayer on my porch. The sun was up, and I just sat on that porch. Did I have my coffee? I think I had my coffee afterwards, before I went to the gym, and it just was like a moment of solitude and quiet. I've been journaling some of the days. I think I missed day 2, just journaling the prayer, because Pastor Chris is actually the one that started on day 1, and he was like, why don't you journal? And I was like, this is a great opportunity to journal. This is 21 days of prayer, just to look back at what I was praying for, and to think about. Now I done turned on this camera and I want to burn my mouth, right? So this morning it was really nice to write down things that I was hoping for, because I just was like, let your guard down and hope. And there were a couple of things that, if I be 100% honest, I don't even want to share what they were, but there were a couple of things that I honestly stopped hoping for. Like at one point I was like, yeah, this is what I want, blah 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 blah. It was on my my vision board for this year. It was on my vision board for last year and the year before that too. And I just stopped hoping for it. I'm not gonna lie, I just was like, I don't think this is gonna happen. I don't think this is gonna happen. One or two things that I had just stopped hoping for, and it's just amazing. Yeah, I'm about to go down a hole. I'm gonna get off because I'm tired, and I'm about to start rambling because I haven't been talking all day. I've just been quiet. I took a nap. That nap was good, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. We got some fun stuff going on tomorrow. This is a busy weekend for me, so I'm glad. Maybe God was telling me sit down, because I'm going to be running all weekend long. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Faith Walk Friday. Hey family, hey friend, we are at the FDR Park in Philly, so I'm gonna bring you along on this faith walk. It is Faith Walk Friday. Thank the good Lord it is not as hot as it has been. It's actually supposed to go up to 90 degrees today, but right now it's really nice out, and we're gonna go for a walk. I've walked this park before. This is somewhere where my church, it's not too far from my church, and my church group actually walked, and we walked around the perimeter. So right before this, I showed you me driving in. I don't know if I'm going to do that, because as I look inside this park, there are a lot of like little hidden trails. I want to walk by the water. I do have to be careful though, because there could be some unsavory characters and so when you're on the trails, you might be a little bit more isolated than you are outside of the park. But let's go for a walk. Faith Walk Fridays. Are you getting your faith girl walk in, huh? Faith guy walk, all of the things. Let's go, y'all.
So dirty.
Oh my goodness. We probably had a party last night.
Yeah.
You said rats?
Right.
Up and down where? What part? Oh my goodness. Hopefully they sleep. Do they sleep during the day?
Huh?
Do they sleep during the day? Oh my goodness. If I see a rat, that's it.
I don't like them.
This is a wrap. I'm sure they had to have a party up here. This is horrible.
Really a pleasant place to come to.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. And
They're
now
doing so much building up, they probably...
they're taking away from the beauty of the park. Do you know people used to come from all around the world?
So this is really pretty. There was one point when I'll show it to you, the footage of the boathouse. And it was kind of embarrassing because it's really dirty. But I really just think somebody had a party. I ran into an older couple and we were chatting. They was talking about the old days of how this here park used to look. And they were saying how much it changed. But to me, it's still beautiful. You know, I don't remember coming to this park when I was little. I lived up by Cobbs Creek Parkway, so that was the park that we frequent. It's still pretty. That boathouse is dirty, embarrassing to show you as a Philadelphian. But I think someone had a party up there. That's my hope. So I grabbed a couple of pictures, walked a good bit. I will let you know for sure how far I walked when I get to the car. I don't think I did a really major long walk, but it feels good to get out. It is supposed to go up to 90 degrees. It's starting to get hot. I really like walking by the water. I really like walking inside the park opposed to just doing the perimeter, because there's so many little nooks and crannies that you miss when you're just walking on the outside. And also the last time when we were just walking on the outside, you're just so worried about cars coming, bikes coming. And although people are on their scooters and running here, you don't get to see little things like this. I think I'm walking up on a garden. I wonder if it's like a food garden, soccer field. You can see the highway from here. That's the garden, the baseball field. Oh, I see some tomatoes or something growing. Yeah, so I am going to huff it. There's a fork in the road. Which way do I go? Should I go this way? Or should I go that way? Isn't that life? Decisions. That looks sunny. I'm gonna go this way. So I'm gonna try to figure my way. Oh, I wanted to show you the park. I know one thing that they did build was this crazy industry looking park, and I really want to show you that because I've never seen anything like it. You know, maybe y'all have, but I haven't. So I'm gonna huff it back to the car or to the park. That is the road ahead. I'll see you in a minute. That was a treat. I feel so good after I do these Friday faith walks because I don't know about you. Listen, do me a favor. Be honest. Drop down in the comments. Are you a park person? Are you an outside person? Have you always been an outside person? Because I feel like this is more of a nuance for me when I was growing up. No shade to the ladies in my family, but like we just don't do the park. We don't do outside. We don't do bugs. However, that might be changing because when my family was over last Saturday, they really enjoyed sitting on the porch. And I really enjoy going to a park. I think when I was little, we're not going to start running our mouths flow, no. But honestly, I think when I was little, I always grew up near a park. And it's not that I didn't like walking the parkway. The biggest problem is that when you grew up in the hood, people would let their dogs poop and just leave the poop any and everywhere. And we grew up near Cobbs Creek Park where there were horses, so sometimes it'd be big piles of horse poop. So that's what I didn't like. It's not the trees, it's not the grass, it's not the water, because to me, as I get older, I love it more and more. It just reminds me of the beauty of God. Like, God created all of this and it's beautiful. Like, there is a passage in the Bible that says his beauty cannot be denied. Like, the heavens and the earth's cry. It yells out, look how beautiful he is. No one but him can create this. It just didn't appear out of nowhere. And yes, man can do what they need to do to manipulate different plants and put a seed and a half seed and breed new ones, but they did not create it. And when I see the sky and I see the trees and then I see water, that's why I call it a faith walk, because it is a reminder of how amazing God is, and that no matter what's going on, I will bless the Lord, oh my soul. Which that was we did Psalm 130 today for our 21 days of prayer, and Pastor Denny was talking about commanding our soul to bless the Lord, like when David said that. Because sometimes you always don't feel like it. Now, let's be honest. If you're having a bad day, you don't want to say hallelujah. Who's saying hallelujah to a bad day? But you command your soul to bless the Lord. So it is now 10:42. I'm 12 minutes over time. I got down here about 9:30. I wanted to be here like for an hour and consider this like my lunch break, because I really have to run to the office and nobody's there today because the manager is actually on jury duty. So I need to just print out a few things, because there is an event tomorrow. I had an event last night. There's an event tomorrow, and I need to print out some stuff. And I have some meetings this afternoon, 1 and 3. So I need to get my buns moving. But if you're in the Philadelphia area, despite what we saw at the boathouse, I really believe somebody had a party, because the rest of the park is beautiful. And I was talking to that older couple, and I love hearing and gleaming from people that have been on this earth longer than me. How many times I'm going to keep calling them older with all this silver in my hair, right? I just love hearing the past stories, because I can see living how different it is from back then to now. But the park is still beautiful. And they said it was even more beautiful back in the day. I can appreciate that. But I can tell you right now, God's beauty has not changed. The trees and the water may not be as clean as they said it was, but it's still beautiful. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do some outgoing footage so you can see what I see as I'm driving out. And thank you for walking with me. Thank you for walking with me. And I encourage you to get your Friday faith walk in. If Fridays don't work for you, I think they work for a lot of folks, because most people get off and they're going into the weekend. That's one reason why I wanted to do this Friday Faith Walk series, because you can get it in somehow. But I hope this is encouraging to you to get out and move your buns. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how fit you are. We all can take some movement in our body. Okay? Okay. All right. I will see you in a minute.